If you've been on a hunt recently for an expedition trailer for your outdoor adventures, you likely know there's been a ripple in the matrix. One of the industry titans, Turtleback trailers, announced back on March 31st that they were shutting down operations. Fortunately, they're back building trailers again, or I think they're starting this month, and actually out in Tennessee versus Arizona. But some of you have expressed concerns to me about investing in Turtleback trailers and have wondered about good alternatives. So in today's video, I want to discuss one such alternative that really has impressed the heck out of me over the course of the last couple months. That is SNO Trailers Alpine. Now, the Alpine is SNO Trailers. It's their, look at it as their crown jewel, the top of the line model that has everything that you could want for your outdoor adventures. Now, I've been very intentional with this recommendation, and I have to be honest here, the first moment I saw this trailer, I knew this thing was really something special, but under the circumstances of what has transpired in the industry, I wanted to spend more time with it and really get to know the team behind the trailer and the trailer itself before hopping on YouTube and giving an enthusiastic recommendation. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory of the trailer and I guess we could say my experience with it. I'll also detail a few specs, features, pros and cons as well. So let's dive in. SNO Trailers is headquartered not far from where I live here in Southern California, so I've been at their shop on numerous occasions to get it behind scene and look at their operation. In addition to learning about Alpine trailers, I also learned how SNO Trailers is a family-owned business. And that, for me, this is a big thing. If you've watched enough of my videos in the past, in my opinion, I think family-run businesses are a dying breed, and it's a shame because the family businesses are those that have the most emotional connection to their customers' satisfaction. So in addition to this, these guys have deep roots in engineering. Now, this is an important part because one of the things that sets SNO Trailers Alpine apart from other noise in the marketplace is that how it's built and designed. It's really designed to give you that ultimate in usability and functionality, but more on that later. Anyways, I also got to spend time with SNO Trailers team and the Alpine trailer when I was out at Overland West. And then recently I was up in Big Bear, and to come find out, SNO Trailers, the folks were right around the corner. So I packed up, headed over to see them, and had the chance to get a load of the Alpine trailer in the wild for the first time, which was pretty stinking cool. And I'll tell you this, I thought the trailer was impressive in the shop and at Overland West Expo, but my experience with it at Big Bear, man, it really instilled with me just how good this trailer is for overlanding and exploring. These guys really crushed it out of the park. So like I said, I've had a generous amount of time to really give this trailer a good once over, and now it's your turn. So let's take a look at some of the features and amenities. Now, the Alpine is just 12 feet long and just over 6 feet wide, and this thing, the dry weight of this thing is about 1,600 pounds, so it's much lighter than many similar trailers on the market. Now, the trailer rides on a fully integrated FabTech suspension, plus you get 3 premium 17-inch method wheels with all-terrain tires and a max coupler on the front of this thing. Now, the trailer is built on a powder-coated steel frame. Now, this also features proprietary anti-rust base coating for its added longevity. Now, SNO Trailer uses aluminum, and friends, they use a lot of aluminum to build this trailer, which is incidentally how this thing is lighter than many of the other competitors on the market rather. Up top is a premium roof rack that features integrated Prinsu accessory mounts. Now, you also get a utility box on the front, which is pretty stinking cool because you have this integrated notch there above it so you can store your recovery boards in an easy access location. Now, SNO Trailers has stuffed this trailer with a ton of electronic goodies as well. So you are getting a 100 amp hour Renogy AGM battery and battery monitor, a Renogy waterproof solar charger controller, and a NOCO Genius battery charger, and more. Now, on the back of this thing, you have a single kitchen slide, which incidentally is on the driver's side, which you can access more easily because there's no door in the way. Now, the storage galore in this thing, I mean, actually, there's a lot of storage in this thing, which actually includes a fixed storage tray that can accommodate up to a 75-liter powered cooler or fridge. Now, the wide body kit adds 2 boxes, one on either side. And that's just the basics. SNO Trailers offers tons of options, from a shower to a solar panel to a 270-degree awning that offers complete coverage for the living and kitchen area. Now, one thing I will say about the awning, it is well worth it. Not only does it give you tons of protected space to hang out in, but it also mounts up super high on the trailer, meaning tall folks like me can walk underneath this thing without having to hunch over, which is a big plus. Now that you have a basic tour of the SNO trailer Alpine, you can begin to see why I'm so keen on this thing. It's really jam-packed with features to make your life on the road so much easier. But are there a few things that I want to point out that are particularly awesome about this trailer? Now, the first thing that is like the elephant in the room for me on this here is the floor plan. It is absolutely awesome. Now, some trailers like mine, you have double doors in the back. So when you walk from the living area over to the kitchen, you have this big door that you have to walk around. This trailer fixed that problem by having a single rear door that swings out to the left or the driver's side of the trailer, and then you have the kitchen that's actually attaches to that when that's extended out as well. Now this brings me to my next point. The focus of building a trailer with an open and functional floor plan makes this trailer an absolute joy to use. I mean, everything that you need from lounging, cooking, having a drink with friends, and so forth is easy to access without any barriers. Again, when you see it, you really, that light bulb will go off. Now, relating to that point is the awning that actually gives you room to move around. This thing is 6.5 to 7 feet tall, so unless you're really tall, you get excellent freedom of movement. And here's the fun part with this here. When you walk into a house and you have super tall ceilings and so forth, it presents this very grand presentation, first impression. Well, that same curb appeal is what you get when you walk underneath their awning in this thing. I mean, it just feels really grand. And then when you don't have that door kind of creating a barrier there, it just presents itself that much larger. Again, when I first saw this, the light bulbs just really went on right away. Now, I also really appreciate that the private areas on the trailer are on the opposite side. So that's where you're going to find your optional rooftop tent and your optional shower room and so forth on that side. Now, the weight of this trailer is yet another feature I'm going to put on the top of my list. This thing's, when you factor it in, this is a pretty big trailer when all said and done. And the fact that this thing just weighs 1,600 pounds dry is testament to the engineering and ingenuity of the SNO trailer team. Now, jumping over to the cons. Now, this one is a tricky one for me. And this is, so many of you know, when I go heading out, most of the time my son is with me. And with my Turtleback trailer, that has like 42 gallons of water in there. And so this has become one of my favorite features of my trailer, because when I head out with my son, if we're gone for 3-4 days, I have plenty of water for each of us to have a shower at the end of the day, do the dishes throughout the day, wash hands, and keep my son clean. And so the Alpine trailer at the time had a 25-gallon water tank on it. So for me, this was the con that I was having a hard time getting over, because 25 gallons, again, I've gotten used to the 42. So when I was up in Big Bear and I had the opportunity where we were just I was shooting the hay with the owner, and I was just being kind of a blunt instrument, like, hey, this trailer's badass, but the only thing I don't like is the water tank. Why only 25 gallons? And he shared with me that that they're working on a additional 15-gallon auxiliary that will actually go in front of the existing water tank that they have in there. And actually, while on that topic, so during that discussion, I had an opportunity to learn a little bit more, something that I didn't know up until this point. So with my Turtleback, if you open up the back of the Turtleback or open the belly of this thing up, you'll see there's like a big 42-gallon water tank that's sitting on the floor inside this thing. So the center of gravity is quite high. Now, it is above the axle, so that's pretty cool there, but it is sitting quite high. So what Alpine has done here is the existing 25-gallon in the soon-to-come 15-gallon auxiliary that they're putting there. Not only is it above the axle where you want it to be, but it's below the floor of this thing. So from a center of gravity standpoint, this thing is low, which also complements one of the pros that I mentioned a moment ago. This thing has a ton of space inside there. You don't have this big old water tank in there. It's because they mounted it down below, which was pretty stinking cool. Now, Over the years, I've seen a lot of trailers or expedition trailers, and I have to say the Alpine trailer is at the near the top of the heap in terms of best trailer. It's simply more impressive with every opportunity I have to play around with it. Now, getting off grid, especially for long periods of time, requires that you have good, solid gear that does what it's supposed to and makes your time outdoors more functional and comfortable. And so from what I've seen, the snow trailer Alpine really ticks off those boxes and so many more. Bottom line is, this trailer is inspired by the best features of the top trailers on the market and also resolves, and this is the important part here, it also resolves some of the worst features of trailers in this niche with smart design and innovative engineering. And so, man, at the end of the day, what isn't to like about that? Now, what I will do here is if you want to learn more about this trailer, I'm going to put a link in the description below so you can check out the Alpine trailer in more detail. And don't be afraid to reach out to yours truly if you have any questions. Just leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to add further insight. And heck, while you're there, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Doing so really helps me out and gives YouTube the warm fuzzies about this video, so they're going to share this video with more people. Now, with the shameless request for a like out of the way, it's time for me to head out to my next adventure. So friends, I will see you next time right back here.